Video is going to be showing you how to tighten up a Mosin barrel. So if you got one of these old Mosins around and it's still got a good bore in it, I know a lot of people shot a lot of corrosive ammo and burnt the bore out in these, so the accuracy is not all that great. These rifles came in early 2005, 6 and 7, and they started out at $78 and went up to $100. So finding one of these today in good shape is kind of hard to do. This is one that I bought back in 2006, and still in good shape. I never used no corrosive ammo, and it's got a good bore in it. So I take this rifle apart occasionally and give it a good cleaning, and make sure I clean under the wood, because these will rust underneath these wood stalks. So if you go to buy one of these, make sure that you buy it from some reputable seller, shop that's willing to let you look the rifle over really good, and maybe even let you look under the stock, because some of these things is rotted out underneath these stocks, especially if you buy a used one. So underneath all this wood, I take them apart and clean them, and I usually use kerosene to clean them down real good, and then I wipe them down real good with a motor oil and clean them. But while I've got this one down, I'm going to show you how to tighten the barrel up. Now, this is an old trick. This goes back to World War II. This is how they was originally doing it. Now, if you got a really tight tolerance in your barrel up here, and it fits really snug in your stock, but you still have a little bit of room to move the barrel, you wrap it with some old style vintage brown paper. You wrap it, and you wrap it to however thickness you need to get it to where it tightens up. You don't need it extremely tight, but you need it enough to where this end will not move. So all you're going to do is wrap it with some old vintage brown paper, put it enough layers on it to where your hand guard will fit, but it won't be over tight, because you will bust a hand guard. So you want it snug but not extremely tight, and you want to soak that brown paper in motor oil, because paper is corrosive. Because it's so dry, it'll dry out the metal and make your barrel rust. So if you want to do it really good, you can do it with just brown paper and some motor oil, and all you got to do is get it under the first barrel band. Make sure you get it real good under the first barrel band, and then all you got to do is put your hand guard back on after you get it fitted real good and tight, and put your barrel band back on, and then your front won't move no more, and it'll start putting you back on target. And that's how I do it. That was the old way we used to do it when these rifles was first coming in. That's how we was making deer rifles out of them. Now, if these are there was different barrels that they put in these. There was a big barrel and there was a small barrel. There was different size barrels that was in these. And the stocks, these whole rifles was put together from a lot of surplus parts out of Ukraine. A lot of these came out of warehouses in Ukraine, because that was the Soviet re-arsenal was in Ukraine. So a lot of these rifles come out of Ukraine. They're built from leftover parts, refurbished parts. So a lot of the parts don't fit. The first ones that came in, the parts fit really tight, fit really good. But as time went on, the parts got real slouchy, and the quality got really low. And they were cleaning out the Russian warehouses that was in Ukraine, and selling these rifles off dirt cheap. And we was buying them back in the day for deer rifles. We was also getting them for hunting wild boar, stuff like that. And so a lot of times the parts don't match, and a lot of stuff is completely off, so you have to do a lot of work on a lot of them. But that's how you tighten up a good barrel and get a little bit of accuracy out of one. And clamp the first ring down, you'll tighten around it, and your front barrel up there will start getting to where it'll hold accuracy, and it won't be bouncing around in the stock when it vibrates. And that's how we used to do this. But that's an old trick from back in the early 2000s when we was building these things. They were coming in wooden crates, and a lot of us was working our first jobs and being able to buy these things for very cheap, and it made a good deer rifle. So that's how you get one fixed back. I know a lot of people nowadays is starting to grind these out. If you grind these stocks out, you'll pretty much destroy them, because there won't be nothing left inside the stock to hold one together. So the more you take out and the more you take off, the less you can replace. So if your tolerances ain't a whole lot, you can use brown paper. Now if you get one that's in a real sloppy stock, you can use cork. The Soviets used cork in these right there. But the ones that was really tight, you just use brown paper soaked in oil, and that'll tighten up your barrel. But now if your barrel's completely eat out and it's been shot a lot, then you're just wasting your time trying to accurize one of these. So if you got a good one that's clean and still got a good barrel, and you feed it good clean ammunition, it could be worth putting a good shim in there. You can also shim the actions, but that's another video on that. And but this is how you do the front end of the barrel.